Interesting to get the perspective of the BJP, which feels that they've not made remarkable gains, but they feel that they have made major inroads in Kerala. Is that the case, and is this going to reflect in the assembly elections as well? Let's see if we have Mr. PKD Nambiar. He's a political analyst, views lean towards the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Nambiar, good evening. How would you respond to your performance? I mean, this is not something worth celebrating because you don't seem to prominently feature in the tally. But I was reading the tweets of Mr. B.L. Santosh, who seems to be in quite a celebratory mood.
And actually, it is for a normal BJP worker in Kerala, it is absolutely a celebratory mode. I hail from a place called as in the North Malabar district of Kannur, where it is considered to be the hardcore bed of the CPIM and the left front. Wherein in most of the places where a BJP can't even think of having a candidate on a particular ward, this time around in many places the BJP has really made inroads. So from a 14 panchayat to a 22 panchayat, and from one municipality to two municipality, and all across the state, BJP has really done extremely well. But then, yes, one thing I must confess to you that I think the political arithmetics of Kerala is way different from rest of the country. So if there are two coalitions basically called as LDF and the UDF, and the kind of penetration these two are deeply rooted. I think BJP needs to do a slightly more to achieve what the real success of the taste of governing the state. I think it requires to work much better. But I must
ask this question of all the
team of BJP that they did extremely well. But yes, they still, I feel that they fall little short of what is expected.
No, little short. I mean, obviously you're far away from celebrating as far as your performance in local body elections is concerned. Of course, you've bettered your tally from 2015, Mr. Nambiar. But my point is, how is this going to play out?
There are two things that happened. One is the real victory in terms of governing different local bodies. But the second part of it is in the case of BJP, there is a large number of places today. It is a number 2 player. So in a way, it will be one of the opposition. Many places, it will be an opposition party. In most of the, I would not say most of the places, but a large number of places, it will be in the second runner.
Okay, fine. My final question.
Party which has never had any.
My final question in 2 parts, Mr. Nambiar, very quickly. My final question in 2 parts. Number one, how do you see this play out ahead of the Kerala Assembly elections? What is how are things looking for you in the Assembly elections? And number two, the left alleges that the BJP's misinformation campaign has fallen flat.
No, there are the first part is that there are certain pockets, at least close to 20 odd seats from if you look at from the Kerala, from the top to the bottom, there are 20 seats wherein easily BJP can come as victorious in the next assembly election. But I would not say that BJP can come and rule like a West Bengal, where you can go and you may be a contender to rule the state. That is a dream which will take at least some more time for BJP in Kerala. But yes, it can easily achieve a predominant force in the next election by at least winning 20 seats. That is the first question. The second one is that it is the Kerala politics is very different. There are IUML, there are pockets. There is a Kerala Congress in some portion of Kerala where they are a Christian dominant vote bank, and IUML, there are two, the northern part of Kerala, which is the Muslim dominated vote banks and etc. And these two sections of the society is divided between UDF and LDF. I think BJP need to work slightly more harder to make its inroads for the electoral victory. But let me tell you, Sanket, BJP is very, very big force today in Kerala with cadres all across.
Yeah, you know, RSS definitely has a cadre base in Kerala, but not enough to win your elections, Mr. Nambiar. But thank you so much for joining us on this discussion. Kerala local body polls throwing up some interesting